promo show. All the top tunes.
Hey, Mulligan.
What are you doing? I don't know.
Getting just what they get in the big house.
It's the Joey and Rory Show. This week's special guest, Austin Cunningham. This week's episode brought to you by Roper Apparel. Wear the West. If you like Lucy and Desi, you're gonna love them. Here they are, Joey and Rory.
You're my man, and I'm your woman. Where you lead me, I will go. I will stand strong beside you, no matter how hard the wind might blow. Our love will last forever, like this diamond on my hand. 'Cause I was born to be your woman, and you were made to be my man.
You're the breath in my body. You're the blood that's in my veins. You're my strength when I grow weary. You're my shelter when it rains. Our love will last forever, like this golden wedding band. 'Cause you were born to be my woman, and I was made to be your man. We are bound by God forever. We're part of a bigger plan. 'Cause I was born to be your woman, and I was made to be your man.
You know that line, bound by God forever? Well, that's inscribed in both of our wedding bands.
It sure is. Well, this week's episode talks all about our wedding day. So y'all don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. He's a cowboy.
Roper, wear the West.
You'll be all right.
His and Hers, the
On
brand new
that
album from ACM winners Joey and Rory.
When I'm gone.
Order yours now at joeyandrory.com.
This week's special guest on the Joey and Rory Show, Austin Cunningham.
My name's Austin Cunningham. I come from Dallas. Picked up a guitar about 10 years old, and it's all I ever wanted to do. The only other thing I thought I would be or do besides writing songs or singing was a professional bull rider. I won a few open rodeos for a year or two, but got beat up pretty bad and decided, you know what, I'm gonna pick that guitar up and actually try to write some more songs. So worked odd jobs, went to college for about 3 weeks, loaded up a U-Haul, showed up in Nashville. I was here for a couple years and started getting songs recorded by other people and just been having a blast with it. It's just the greatest feeling in the world for me. I love writing songs. I do believe that every song written is a gift from God. I believe the world was spoken into existence. I believe words are very powerful. And I am just humbled by getting to do this for a living. And I thank God each and every day I get up that I get to do what I love all day and for my whole life. I'm gonna do a song called I Wanna Be the One. Wrote it many years ago, way before I met my wife, but it was the kind of love and the kind of life that I wanted to build. Sung it for many, many weddings, but one of my favorite weddings was Joey and Rory's wedding. I was honored that they asked me to sing this song, and I love Joey and Rory, and glad to do the song called I Wanna Be the One. When you're standing at the altar with the keeper of your heart, when he lifts your veil to kiss you as the organ player starts, and when you take his arm and you turn around and down the aisle you run, oh, I want to be the one. And when you call your husband over to feel the baby kick inside, when his eyes light up with laughter and his heart fills up with pride, and when you finally introduce him to his daughter or his son, oh, I want to be the one. Oh, I want to be the one who moves you like a lover, who listens like a true friend and knows you like no other. I want to be the one who accepts your strangest thoughts, the one you can depend on to overlook your faults. And as the summers come and go, in my heart of hearts I know I want to be the one. And when your grandkids catch your old grandpa playfully pinch your behind, when they run giggling to their parents about how weird he acts sometimes, hey, and rocking right there beside you when you're 85 years young, oh, I want to be the one. Oh, I want to be the one who moves you like a lover, who listens like a true friend and knows you like no other. I want to be the one who accepts your strangest thoughts, the one you can depend on to overlook your faults. And with your hair as white as snow and your candle burning low, I want to be want to be the one.
Well, first thing every morning, I usually head down to our little family-owned cafe, and I meet with a bunch of my buddies, and we try and solve the world's problems over coffee. Well, we never get anything figured out, but we sure have a good time. Let's head on down to the restaurant now and see what's on the menu today.
Y'all come on in. Sit wherever you want.
Well, some of you may not know, but Rory has a real sweet tooth. Anytime we go out to eat dinner, it's especially sweet for chocolate. But today we have a really great chocolate recipe for you.
Yep.
This is our chocolate fudge pie that was designed by our baker.
Yes, Judy. And she brought this in actually a couple years ago. She had mentioned that she makes fudge pie at home and her family loves it. So she made it for us, which was a huge mistake because it's so good.
Well, we're going to share it with you. So with any great pie comes the foundation of a great crust. This is a crust, it's called an oil crust, and it's just made of flour and sugar and salt, a little bit of oil, and a little bit of milk. And then I love this recipe because all you have to do, you don't have to roll this crust out. You can just press it in.
I love that. I love that about that.
It really makes it nice.
Yeah,
you don't have to get anything else out to make sure it's
That's great.
Good and creamy. So let me go ahead and have you start with the pie filling itself.
Well, actually in here that I melted down is 2 squares of unsweetened chocolate bars, and then a stick of butter. And also, we're gonna add a cup of sugar, which is really good. I'm gonna use this.
Okay.
Just pour in a cup of sugar. Stir that in there really good.
It's a wonder that you and I both don't weigh 300 pounds.
I know. A lot of people come into the restaurant and they ask, why aren't you 300 pounds cooking all this stuff? And I said, well, we run it off. We work a lot of hours every day.
We sure do.
So also I added 2 eggs that you want to put in here with a little bit of vanilla extract. And I don't measure, so I just, you know, a couple teaspoons. And then you're going to mix that together really good.
I love this pie because it sets up so nice. I mean, you have your great crust and then you have a wonderful pie. The texture is just fantastic. And the wonderful thing about this too is you don't have to put a topping on it. I mean, it speaks for itself. You can put some Cool Whip or some kind of whipped cream or even some ice cream. Rory loves ice cream.
Yeah.
So he'll definitely put that in there.
Well, that's great. And also, in here, we have a little bit of flour and some baking powder. And then you're gonna put that into a bowl. And then you're gonna take what we melted down and we added the eggs and stuff, and you're gonna pour that into the dry ingredients.
How long has Judy been working with this now?
I think she's been here 5 years.
She's a trip. She's a licensed electrician.
Oh, yeah.
So she'll come in here in the mornings about 4 and start baking the bread and making the biscuits and the desserts. And then she's off by about noon or so, and she goes into Nashville or wherever and she works with her daddy. And she does her houses. All right, I'm ready for you to pour that goodness in here.
This smells really good, too.
It really does. So we're gonna bake this in an oven at 350.
For about 30, 35 minutes, depending, you know.
On your oven.
Yeah, on your oven.
35 to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
You can test it with the knife stick test to make sure it's nice and done.
That looks beautiful.
It sure does. Why don't you grab the finished product there behind us, Marcy? And we've got some really special friends here today with us.
Doesn't that look great? It's so good with coffee.
They're here visiting. Mike and Sally Rosser, why don't you guys come on over here and give this thing a try?
I got it right here.
Mike and Sally. Mike, when Rory and I got married, he married us. It's so good to have you guys here and so great to see you.
I'm gonna get you guys one of my pieces.
Oh wow, that's a big piece,
well,
Mars.
Well, darn it, I'm a generous. People know when they come in here, they're hoping that I wait on them because
you give them the biggest pieces of all.
Big old.
Can you guys believe it's been 10 years since you guys married us?
I cannot believe that.
That is hard to believe,
beautiful.
isn't it? Absolutely. Wow.
That's beautiful.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yummy. And here's one for you, Mike. You're welcome. See how you guys like that. We got little things in the way here. Yeah, can you believe that, 10 years?
I can't believe it. That's great, though.
It does seem like that, doesn't it? Absolutely.
Isn't that good?
Well, good stuff?
Good.
Well, there you have it.
Thank you.
From the preacher himself, y'all.
I'm going to take it.
All right, take it over there, finish it. That's our fudge pie here at Marcy Jo's, where we're changing lives.
One bite at a time.
Wynn Varble coming up next here on the Joey and Rory.
Hey, let me ask you something. How come you got to put your 2 cents worth in, but it's just a penny for your thoughts? Where'd that other penny go?
Well, I don't know.
Dang government. It's the dang government. I guarantee you, they get all our daggone money.
Wynn Varble here on the Joey and Rory Show. I think it is the government.
Take a deaf person to court. Is it still a hearing? How you figure we put a man on the moon before we figured out to put wheels on luggage? How come you never hear father-in-law joke? Why is bra singular and panties plural? How important do you have to be assassinated instead of murdered? 1 out of every 4 people suffer from mental illness. Think about 3 of your friends. If they're okay, it's you.
You go from rags to riches, far to fame, from digging ditches to the whole world knows your name. You'll stand in the spotlight till the light goes dim, and it's rags to riches, to rags again.
The first time I ever saw Rory, I knew I wanted to spend the rest of my life with him. And now, here we are, married for more than 10 years and living out our dreams together. We recently came across some old pictures and videos from our wedding, and I thought it would be fun to take a trip down memory lane together. Rory and I were married in June of 2002, and it was quite a celebration. The night before, we had our wedding rehearsal at the church and a dinner at the farm afterwards. I was so nervous and yet so excited at the same time. This was going to be my new home and where we were going to spend our new life together. The next afternoon, we got married in the small town of Mount Pleasant, about a half hour from where our farm is, and we had all of our friends and family there. My mom and dad sang a song that is special to both Rory and I called Have I Told You Lately That I Love You?
Have I told you lately that I love you? Could I spare you more?
Our manager, Aaron, was Rory's best man, and he had some of his closest friends standing beside him. Josh Holthusen, Tim Johnson, Tim Norton, and Danny Potter. On my side, I had my 3 sisters, Jessie, Julie, and Jody, and my 2 beautiful new daughters, Heidi and Hopi, who were 13 and 15 at the time. My dog Rufus was even the ring bearer. Rory didn't get to wear his overalls that day, but he sure looked handsome in his suit as we held hands and walked down the aisle together. When the ceremony was over, we drove away in Rory's old '56 Chevy with 15 Dr. Pepper cans dragging behind us. The reception was just down the street at Pearl's Palace, and we had a ball.
Love and marriage, go together like a horse and carriage. I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other. Love and marriage, it's an institute you can't disparage, but the step to follow, you can't. Try to understand it. It's an illusion.
It's amazing to me how quickly 10 years can go by and how much we all change in such a short amount of time. But our love and devotion for each other remains just as strong today as it was when we said our vows and shared our first kiss as husband and wife.
You can't have one without the other.
Well, if you want my love, darling, you don't have to be pretty. Have a great big chest or a waist that's litty itty bitty. You ain't gotta have skin that's as soft as mud, like Julia Roberts or Ashley Judd. You ain't gotta be pretty now, darling, if you want my love, but it sure wouldn't hurt if you was. Hey, if you want my love, baby, you don't have to be rich. Dressed in clothes sewed together with a golden stitch. You ain't gotta make a big boatload of bucks to buy me a new four-wheeler or a pickup truck. You ain't gotta be rich, darling, if you want my love, but it sure wouldn't hurt if you was. I knowed a whole lot of fellers who cast their poles in the shallow part of the fishing hole. Me, I'm fishing a whole lot deeper. I don't just wanna catch one, I wanna keep her. So if you want my love, darling, you don't have to be a good cook, even though you are. Make all those gourmet recipes from the Betty Crocker cookbook. You ain't gotta barbecue or make coleslaw when me and my buddies get together and watch football. You ain't gotta be a good cook, darling, if you want my love, but it sure wouldn't hurt if you was.
Well, it's sad to say this is the last show of our second season.
Gosh, it went by fast, didn't it?
It did. Believing our dreams will take us somewhere. Still being ourselves if we ever get there. That's important to me. That's important to me.
Don't forget about what's most important to you.
I'm Joey.
And I'm Rory. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to RFD TV and everybody who's helped to bring our show to you.